Welcome back. Are you looking for a great location that's close to downtown, restaurants, and plenty of outdoor activities? Menlo Park may be just what you're looking for. It's often overlooked, and we're going to go over why you should not sleep on this neighborhood. Later, we're going to talk about the history of Menlo Park, and if you stick around till the end of the video, we're going to take a tour of this really cool mid-century home that's situated in the heart of the neighborhood.
First, let's quickly introduce ourselves. We're Kim and Nick Labriola with Tierra Antigua Realty. We enjoy researching and making videos, sharing what we know about Tucson. If you are looking to buy or sell a home in the Tucson area, we'd be happy to help. You can reach us at hello@realtucson.com or text or call us on the number on the screen. All right, so let's talk about the location. Menlo Park is located just west of I-10 between St. Mary's Road and Congress Street. It's an ideal location that's close to downtown and it's a short commute to University of Arizona. It is walkable or bikeable to the streetcar. You can get on the streetcar at the Mercado San Agustin, which we'll be talking about later. From here, the streetcar runs to the Tucson Convention Center. It runs through downtown, along historic 4th Avenue, Main Gate Square, the University of Arizona, and it ends at the University Medical Center.
Menlo Park is close to A Mountain and Tumamoc Hill. Tumamoc Hill is a 1.5-mile paved path that's open to pedestrians, but not open to bicyclists. A Mountain is also 1.5 miles long, but it's open to pedestrians, cyclists, and vehicles. It's adjacent to the Loop, which is a walking/biking path that forms a 130-plus mile loop around the entire town, and it goes through most parts of town.
Before we talk about the nearby restaurants, I wanted to take a moment to mention that we do all of the research. We take photos and videos ourselves rather than relying on AI, which can be inaccurate and sloppy. If you appreciate that, please give this video a like and subscribe so that we can make more helpful videos for you in the future. Thank you.
Menlo Park is a bit of a foodie paradise. There's a lot of local shops and restaurants nearby with the Mercado San Agustin, the MSA Annex, and the Monnier. The Mercado San Agustin has a beautiful interior courtyard featuring Seis Kitchen for tacos, Agustin Kitchen, an upscale cuisine place, Presta Coffee Shop, and 2 bakeries with the juice bar. There are also locally owned shops and a hair salon. The Mercado hosts a farmer's market on Thursday afternoons. The MSA Annex is made up of rusted metal shipping containers arranged around a Palo Verde tree-shaded courtyard. It's a fun place to browse for books, gifts, and Tucson-centric items. Food-wise, there's plenty of restaurants serving burgers, Japanese food, Mexican food, coffee shop, and a beer and wine shop. Sandwiched between the Mercado and the Annex, you'll find the Monnier building with more locally owned shops at street level and apartments above.
The Mercado and MSA Annex often have events like sunset yoga, summer evening markets, and outdoor concerts. For a time-honored tradition, there's also Pat's Chili Dogs, which is a Tucson institution that's been in neighboring Barrio Hollywood since 1961. Also in Barrio Hollywood, there's popular Barista del Barrio, which serves coffee and breakfast burritos. And if you like Mexican-style baked goods and fresh tortillas, I mean, who doesn't? Don't miss La Estrella Bakery, which opened in 1986. Believe it or not, there's actually 2 locations nearby, one in the Mercado and the other in Barrio Hollywood.
Let's not forget about Menlo Park within Menlo Park. The neighborhood is situated around a neighborhood park with a grassy playground, fields, and a pool with a water slide. There's also El Rio Golf Course, which is a public golf course and driving range, and it's nearby. Next to the golf course, you'll find El Rio Neighborhood Center. The center is run by the city and features programs for children, adults, and seniors. They have a gym, billiards, ping pong, and foosball. Outdoors, there's a playground and covered basketball courts.
As a frequent visitor to public libraries, I'm happy that the neighborhood has a public library branch right next to the El Rio Neighborhood Center.
Menlo Park is close to medical facilities, and St. Mary's Hospital is right in the neighborhood. Menlo Park neighborhood is also on the National Register of Historic Places, and it was nominated in 1992, and that was expanded in 2010.
Let's talk a little bit about what that designation means. If a home is a contributing property within the historic district, the homeowner can receive a significant tax discount on their property taxes, assuming that it's owner occupied. To keep the contributing property status, the home's front exterior must not be compromised. So for instance, you can't add a wall that blocks the view of the home, or you can't stucco the masonry or enclose the front porch. Well, technically you can do all of those things, but if you do those things, you'll lose your historic designation, which means you'll lose the tax discount that you would be receiving. However, you are allowed to make any changes to the interior of the home.
Another benefit of being in a historic district is that it gives the home and neighborhood more of an identity. Let's call it brand recognition, for lack of a better term. Menlo Park, it has a voluntary neighborhood association, not really an HOA. It's within the neighborhood, and it sponsors neighborhood events and brings neighbors together. They also have a community garden, and it's located right down the street on Melwood Avenue.
Menlo Park has several styles of homes. Bungalows were one of the most common styles, which was popular in the early 19-teens. Spanish colonial revival and Pueblo revival style homes were common in the 1920s and 30s. Ranch style homes were popular after World War II. And one very unique home to the neighborhood is a prairie style home popularized by Frank Lloyd Wright. It was designed by architect William Bray as his own residence. Bray designed several arts and crafts bungalows in Menlo Park and West University neighborhood. And I found it interesting that Merritt Starkweather, who was the architect for the Arizona Inn in Tucson, worked for Bray at one point. Let's talk about the history of Menlo Park. Did you know that the area where Menlo Park is situated has had human activity for 4,000 years or so? Archaeological evidence has been found in the area showing that the land here has been cultivated by prehistoric Native Americans for thousands of years. It's actually the longest known consecutively cultivated region in the United States.
Our city's name is derived from an O'odham name, Tucson, meaning base of the Black Hill, referring to Sentinel Peak or a mountain, which was a strategic lookout point. Beyond having a great lookout point, the area also had a river, the Santa Cruz, which was ideal to irrigate their crops. In the late 1700s, Franciscan missionaries built an adobe convento, which was abandoned in the early 1800s and fell into ruin by the mid-1950s, when somehow the city turned it into a dump. Go figure.
If you're interested in the history of the land from this period, I'd suggest visiting the Mission Gardens, which recreates the walled garden that was here in the 18th and 19th century. You can find heritage trees and a variety of vegetables being grown here, just as they were centuries ago. They offer a variety of classes and events. They also have a gift shop and sell plants to help support the nonprofit organization.
In 1856, Southern Arizona was included in the Gadsden Purchase, and it became part of the United States. In the 1870s, a water-powered mill was built at the base of Sentinel Peak. Solomon Warner purchased the mill and built an adobe home for himself, and that actually still stands and is included in the Menlo Park Historic District.
Sentinel Peak became a mountain when the freshman class of the University of Arizona constructed the A in 1915 to celebrate the football team's win over Pomona College. A stone quarry was in operation at the base of Sentinel Peak. 3 homes within Menlo Park were built of the volcanic stone quarried there. The stone can be seen around town also. It was used as walls, foundations, and porch pillars of homes. But the stone quarry was a loud nuisance to the neighbors with frequent blasts. The neighbors' complaints eventually led to the city purchasing A Mountain for use as a city park and shutting down the quarry.
The road up A Mountain wasn't built until the early 1930s. Currently, A Mountain is open to vehicles most afternoons until sunset. It's open only to pedestrians and cyclists sunrise to sunset on Mondays and most mornings. There are a couple of ramadas and some picnic tables near the top. It's a fun place to see views of the entire Tucson area and all the mountain ranges that surround the city.
Tumamoc Hill has a 1.5 mile long paved path that's a popular spot for exercise. It is open daily from 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. to pedestrians. Cyclists are not allowed, but there are bike racks if you want to ride to Tumamoc. If you do walk it at night, bring a flashlight and be aware of snakes, and be prepared for the gorgeous city light views along the way. It's really pretty.
Don't be surprised if you see deer. They frequent the area, and if you see them with a mouthful of cholla cactus, don't be surprised. About halfway up the hill, you'll find the Desert Laboratory. It was first started in 1903 with funding provided by Andrew Carnegie to study desert ecology and plant adaptation. And way before that, the hill was the site of a 2,500-year-old village. 1880 brought a lot of change to Tucson with the arrival of the railroad. Now people and goods could be transported a lot more easily. Building materials and traditions started to become more influenced by Anglos from back east. Working on the railroad was a hazardous job, so the railroad needed a hospital to provide medical care for the workers. Bishop Sawpoint had St. Mary's Hospital built at the base of Tumamoc Hill. St. Mary's Hospital was growing, and by 1900, a sanatorium was added for those suffering from tuberculosis.
The area also became the location for brick manufacturing in Tucson. In 1896, the Catholic Church wanted to hire Quintus Monnier to build the new St. Augustine Cathedral downtown, after he had built the well-regarded Basilica St. Francis in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Unfortunately, the Tucson area didn't have a readily supply of stone that would work for his plans. There was also a shortage of timber in the area. So before he could begin building, Monnier had to build the brickyard first. Luckily, just west of the church, there was plenty of clay available from the Santa Cruz River floodplain at the base of Sentinel Peak. The brickyard was later named Tucson Pressed Brick Company, and it was the longest operating brickyard out of several that eventually opened in the area. Monnier also made bricks for the St. Mary's Sanatorium and the Santa Rita Hotel, which has since been demolished downtown, and several buildings at the University of Arizona. Chances are, if a home was built between 1900 and 1966, and it's in central Tucson, it very well could be made of Tucson Pressed Brick Company bricks. If you have some old bricks, you can look for the stamp TPB Co.
Menlo Park development. In 1904, real estate developer Henry Schwallen arrives in Tucson from Wisconsin seeking relief from tuberculosis. He brings his wife and 4 young children along with him. While recovering, Schwallen purchases a home in Menlo Park, which still stands. The family raised chickens to help provide an income. Eventually, Schwallen buys more land along with a couple of business partners and decides to develop the area into a neighborhood he calls Menlo Park. Schwallen was inspired to name the area Menlo Park after the city in Northern California. He had never been to California, but being a voracious reader, he learned about the town and thought the name would be appropriate. It turns out that the California Menlo Park was named after a small village called Menlo in Ireland, which was the prior home of a couple of Irish immigrants who established a ranch in California in 1854. There's another town named Menlo Park in New Jersey, and it's famous because it's where Thomas Edison had his research labs.
Schwallen originally thought about developing land for larger homes on Tumamoc Hill before deciding on making a more affordable neighborhood. I'm not sure what changed his mind, but I'm really glad he didn't build on Tumamoc Hill. That would have definitely been a loss for the city. Unfortunately, demand for building in Menlo Park wasn't as brisk as was hoped, mostly due to the location being west of the Santa Cruz River. In 1916, the Congress Bridge washed out during a flood. Then, World War I caused a standstill in construction.
The neighborhood finally gained more traction post-World War II when Tucson experienced a huge building boom, and that transformed the entire town. In recent years, with the help of Rio Nuevo, there's been a lot of new development in areas that had been long vacant. The Mercado, MSA Annex, and Monnier are all vibrant parts of the West Side with lots of shops, restaurants, farmers markets, and events held year-round. The Tucson Streetcar also helped connect the West Side neighborhood to downtown and the university areas.
We hope that this has encouraged you to take a look at Menlo Park and the West Side during your home search. Momentarily, we'll take you on a tour of this home, which is currently listed for sale. A link to the home can be found in the video description as well.
And that'll include current pricing.
If you have any questions for us or are thinking about buying or selling a property in the Tucson area, please contact us at hello@realtucson.com. We'd be happy to help you out. All right, join me on this tour of 45 North Melrose Avenue. This home was built in 1966. It was remodeled fairly recently. It's a split level plan. So this is the living room on the main floor. It's got a sunken living room here with the original red brick fireplace and a large picture window. Has a large space for dining and a kitchen with white shaker style cabinets, stainless steel appliances, and granite countertops. This is a door that goes to the carport, and out underneath the carport is some storage, as well as the mechanical with a HVAC and a water heater. So we'll go up a few steps here to the 3 bedrooms. So there's a little built-in here. This is the hall bath, which has a shower, and there's a skylight providing lots of natural light. And this is the primary bedroom. And the primary bathroom with a large shower. Bedroom number 2 is actually very large. This is a king size bed and it fits no problem. Closets over there. Bedroom number 3, this has a queen size bed in it currently. It can fit a king size bed in here without a problem. All right, so we said split level, so this is kind of the bottom level down a few steps. You've got this original stone fireplace, which is really cool. It's a huge room, so you could do a lot of things with this room. If you wanted to use it as a guest space, you could. We've got a little desk set up here. There is seating around the fireplace, and then there's another seating area over here with a TV. So if you wanted to make that kind of your TV viewing area, but this could make a really great like home gym. You could make a really nice area for the kids to play video games and do their homework down here, have all their toys down here. It's a very flexible space. Then we've got bathroom number 3, which also has a shower. And then a laundry room here. And then we're going to go out back. So here's the backyard. We've got views of Tucson Hill there. And you've also got views of A Mountain here. So you could watch the fireworks here from your backyard and have quite the party. Has this nice big shaded patio back here. And there's this barbecue grill that was built in. What's also nice is that there's this metal gate back here, which goes to the alley. So if you wanted to, build a carport or a garage, or actually it's an R2 lot, so you could even build a guest house back here and have a separate entry there. Well, I hope you enjoyed the tour, and we'll see you at the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.
to study desert ecology and plant adoption. Actually, sorry, adaptation. He wasn't adopting plants.
Oh, that's going on the
About halfway.
well, hold on, let me stop laughing. I wasn't laughing at you, it was funny.
That's
Plant adoption. Okay. What are you laughing about?
19D. Just a funny word.
Okay. Also in Barrio Hollywood, there's a popular Barista del Barrio, or yeah. Okay.
Next to the golf course, you'll find the sandwiched between the Mercado and the Annex, you'll find...
Sandwiched? Haha.
Quit picking on me.